So this video is just quickly to go through the reporting and updating the filters that we had on a business unit wide or product group wide type of reporting. So what I wanted to point out is that inside their accounts, because Salesforce is not intrinsically reportable via the account hierarchy, it reports via the user hierarchy. What I've done is created fields which allows us to track which business units, what account belongs to which business unit and what accounts belong to what product groups. Now this is just a screenshot of Dampier Salt. If we were to scroll down a little, there is a field there called the Salesforce account ID, and you'll see this by ACT 007010. Now this ID identifies that specific order number that is associated to this particular account, Dampier Salt. So if you go to another account called say Iron Ore, they'll have a specific account ID that's auto generated as well. This is important for us because by looking at this particular account ID, we can see all the accounts associated to Dampier Salt or all the accounts associated to say Iron Ore as a product group. If we click onto the reportings tab, so right here we can see a whole list of reports. Now the reports that I have created so far are inside these reports where it's appended with the tilde and it says like a BU template or a PG template. Now if I click onto that folder and just click onto the first report, let's say activity report, what you see is this report at the title shows us all the activities by average resolution case by year to date per account or per business unit or per PG. The filters that I've used here, and this is how it kind of aggregates all the activities that's associated to this particular business unit. So if I wanted to say that if I had a different business unit that I needed to look after or wanted to report on, let's go back to the accounts page and let's find another business unit. Our data in here, there's limited data in here, so we just need to make sure that the information is obviously it's going to display on that. So for an example, let's go to Energy Resources of Australia Ltd. Scroll down to find that account or that specific ID. And what a person needs to do is now go customize that particular report. Then they go down to the filters, click edit, change that ID to the one that they need to go to, Energy Resources, click OK, then click Run. You'll see inside this report there is no data in there, and the reason why is obviously inside the system we haven't got any activities associated to this as yet. But now this report is for this particular business unit. And now what that person or the business relationship manager needs to do is click on Save As and then rename the same report. I recommend using the same heading and then just write say Energy Resources. And what they should do is produce it into their own personal custom reports. And every time they need to run that particular report, they'll just need to go to this folder and click it. The alternate thing that we can also do is obviously to create a reporting folder for everyone for each particular business unit and each particular product group, and then use that folder and allow everybody in that particular business unit product group to allow access to that folder. Otherwise, what you do if you only put into your personal custom reports, that means that BRM or that person can only view their own reports in there. If they wish other people to view it, they'll need to ask the system administrator or some kind of reporting administrator to, you know, to push that report out, where they need to save it to somewhere else, and then the reporting administrator needs to pick it up and put it into a folder. Now this needs to be produced for all the business units and all the product groups. So if we go back to our example, so this is a report showing an aggregated result for all the business units of this particular ID. If we say we were to produce the report for a specific product group, what we can do is click on edit. I'll go back to the accounts page and find, I think one of our example was iron ore. We know iron ore is a product group and has like Dampier sold and has a lot of other business units below it, so there's going to be a lot of activities associated to it. What we can do is grab this the ID, go back to reports, and let's click on edit. With the product groups, they need to change it. Product, you see two fields. The field that we want is the product group SFID. The other product group is basically just the heading or just the account name, iron ore. We don't want to use this line, and the reason why is if people decide to say update iron ore and put in another character and change the account name, this report immediately becomes invalid. But because we're using the product group with the Salesforce ID, SFID, because it's the ID is irrespective of the account name, regardless of what they do to the account name itself, the report will always stay the same and it will always be valid, even if they change the name or they change it to something completely different. And we can see that the data is now updated and there is a record count, an increase in the record count. Now this is how the reports run for groups of activities, groups of cases. This also works for the CPAs as well. Now I've also done the same thing for the service catalogs. Now if I click on the link, we'll notice that the service catalog now bases up on the service family. So this report just shows all the cases that's related to a service catalog and showed me by the specific type of case and also in a year-to-date fashion. So irrespective of what that which product or which subservice that case belongs to, we can bring back the service family and it will show us all the cases related to it. What's key to note here is obviously if we change the service family name or title, then the report may become invalid. But I'm assuming that the service family obviously doesn't change very much at all.